Son of Man came to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark.
Praise to you, Lord.
James and John, the sons of Zebedee, came to Jesus and said to him, "Teacher, we want you to do for us whatever we ask of you." He replied, "What do you wish me to do for you?" They answered him, "Grant that in your glory we may sit one at your right and the other at your left." Jesus said to them, "You do not know what you are asking. Can you drink the cup that I drink, or be baptized with the baptism with which I am baptized?" They said to him, "We can." Jesus said to them, "The cup that I drink, you will drink. And with the baptism with which I am baptized, you will be baptized. But to sit at my right or at my left is not mine to give, but is for those for whom it has been prepared." When the 10 heard this, they became indignant at James and John. Jesus summoned them and said to them, "You know that those who are recognized as rulers over the Gentiles lord it over them, and their great ones make their authority over them felt. But it shall not be so among you. Rather, whoever wishes to be great among you will be your servant. Whoever wishes to be first among you will be the slave of all. For the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and give his life as a ransom for many." The Gospel of the Lord. Through the words of
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
My brothers and sisters, it is very good to be here with you today as the spotlight is on men's ministry and what we are doing in this parish to help minister to men. And I want to talk about and address a growing concern in the church. And it's an issue that challenges the very heart of our community here at St. Matthew and the whole Catholic Church really in general. We are all very much aware of the beautiful and strong presence of women in our church, serving, organizing, teaching, and leading with dedication. But today, I want to call on men, all of us, as men of faith, to reflect on our place and role within the life of the church. For generations, men have been called to leadership, both in their families and in society. But when we look around our parishes today, we see a troubling trend. We see that men are absent from the day-to-day life of the church. Statistics show that fewer men are passing on their faith to their children, fewer men are coming to church, yet the Catholic Church desperately needs the strength, commitment, and leadership of men now more than ever. We must all remember that our faith is not passive To be a Christian means to be actively engaged with God and his people. Jesus himself calls us to discipleship, saying that if anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. Paul exhorts men to lay down their lives in sacrifice and be willing to die for our wives and our children and our families. This is not a call to convenience or comfort, but to an active, courageous commitment to live out our faith boldly and publicly. Christ is asking us men to rise up, to take ownership of our faith and make it the center of our lives. Think of Saint Joseph, the earthly father of Jesus. He wasn't a man of many words, but his actions spoke louder than any words could. He protected and provided for Mary and Jesus with quiet strength and unwavering faith. Joseph's example reminds us that being a faithful man means being strong in service, like we heard in our gospel today. The kingdom of God is about serving others. The church needs men who will step up and be protectors of the faith like Joseph was for his family. Second, we must recognize that our families are watching us. Studies have shown that when a father is actively engaged in his faith, his children are far more likely to remain in the church as they grow older. If we, as men, neglect our spiritual responsibilities, we risk allowing our faith to fade in our families. As husbands and fathers, we are called to be spiritual leaders of our homes. We cannot leave the task of faith formation solely to our wives or to others. It is our responsibility to pray with our families, to bring them to Mass, and to model what it means to be a disciple of Christ, what it means to be a man of faith. Finally, the church itself is a family, and every family needs the full participation of all its members. Men, we have a unique gifts that God has entrusted to us. Our strength, our leadership, our courage, and our ability to build and protect like St. Joseph. The church needs these gifts in every aspect of its mission, from evangelization to charity, from worship to service. We need men who will mentor younger generations, men who will stand up and firm in their defending the faith, and men who will support and work alongside our priests and bishops in spreading the gospel. So, my brothers, I ask you, where are you? What are you doing with the gifts that God has given you? And there are many men that are very actively involved and such a gift to this parish. But are you actively involved in the life of the church, or have you stepped back and let others take the lead? Christ is calling each of us as men to take up our cross, follow him, and be the spiritual warriors that this world so desperately needs. The time for passivity is over. The time for action is now. We currently have some great resources here at St. Matthew for Men. Every Saturday morning, we have fellowship with That Man Is You, On Wednesday evenings, we have a men's prayer group. Deacon Walsh leads a group of men in the choir. The Knights of Columbus provide so much for our parish community, not to mention all the other programs that we have going here at St. Matthew. You have the chance to be involved in the beautiful charitable works committee, the Bible studies, greeters, lectors, and so much more. But we know that what we are doing for men here in this parish is not enough. We must do more. We must do more. Today, after Mass, I'm calling every man here to stop in the gathering space, and there will be men back there, and they will hand you a card, and on that card it has a QR code. Scan that QR code and please answer the survey, because we have some committed men that are going to do more for our parish, and we are going to meet you where you need to be met, but we need your input. Wives, please consider encouraging your husbands to take this survey. We must remember that our faith is not passive. To be a Christian, it means to be actively engaged with God and his people. As we were reminded of that today in our gospel, that the path to greatness in the kingdom of God is not about power or privilege. It's about service and serving others.